Hope revives through collaboration. What has saved Arayis Pond? The vanishing pond. The air is still. Only the echo of what used to be water remains here. Arayis Pond, once a biodiverse living mirror in northern Jordan, has fallen silent. I stand where the water once stretched, where children played and brides came to bless their new beginnings for many old generations. Now the reeds whisper to an empty sky. Climate change has deepened its claws into this land, and both Jordan and Syria, neighbors, mirrors, witnesses, share the same wounds of this thirst. In recent years, once lush Arayis Pond in Narrated and Mzaireeb Lake across the border in Dar'a, Syria, both vanished, dried to the bone. Two names, two nations, one shared sorrow. People here say the loss isn't only environmental, it is spiritual. It is as if part of their collective memory and intangible cultural heritage has withered away. But still, one question echoes across both banks of the Yarmouk River. What has caused the droughts? How was Arayis Pond saved? My name is Musab Subuh, and I have been traveling through Jordan, reporting on water scarcity, collaboration, and water diplomacy on transboundary waters as part of my role in Blue Peace Middle East Junior Media Hub, where a crisis can turn into collaboration opportunities and where desperation could turn into hope. I have a story of survival for you. Muhammad Malkawi, manager of the Yarmouk Forest Reserve at the Royal Society for the Conservation of Nature (RSCN), once told me, "My heart and the heart of families around the pond weep from this loss." He said the pond dried out completely in just 4 months. No climate impact alone could do that, he explained. It has to be a man-made violation. Could over-extraction, illegal wells built on the Yarmouk Basin over decades, the shared lifeline resource between Jordan and Syria, be the reason? Across the border, Ubaida Hitti, a young farmer from Dar'a, spoke of the same pain. Mzaireeb Lake has completely dried out, he said. He pointed to the spread of illegal wells, the quiet thieves of life from the past regime era. Thousands of them, he sighed, and no one could stop them, he added. The Yarmouk Basin is more than just a watershed. It is a shared artery between two nations, a geography of interdependence, and lately, a geography of loss, unless, recently, with empathy and collaboration, hope is being revived. Engineer Hisham Al-Haisa, Secretary General of the Jordan Valley Authority, explained that the Yarmouk aquifer has reached its lowest point, now depleted. He added that both countries face severe climate changes, but that very reality, the shared pain, could become a motive for collaboration. During field visits across northern Jordan and through collaboration with Syrian colleagues from the Blue Peace Middle East Junior Media Hub, I followed this story. It became more than an investigation. It became a search for a shared hope. Blue Peace Middle East, chaired by His Royal Highness Prince Al-Hassan bin Talal, is a regionally owned initiative, one that believes water can unite rather than divide. Its mission: to transform water from a source of conflict into an instrument of cooperation and a lasting peace. When I began looking into the climate changes the national malul tree is facing, and that is Jordan's grandmother oak tree, I came across shocking images. The pond gone. The lake vanished. The surface of life is erased by decades of misuse and a few months of merciless drought season. Yet, in every conversation, whether in Irbid or Der'a, I heard a refrain, a plea that sounded less like despair and more like a stubborn kind of faith. The turning point. As I revisited Arayis Pond months later, something subtle has changed. The air felt lighter, as if the land itself had begun to breathe again. Malkawi told me there is a spiritual connection between people here and the pond. Brides used to come here to be blessed by its water. He paused, his eyes scanning the cracked earth. For generations, we came here to find peace, to honor life and brides. Now we have lost a part of who we are, he said. For him and for more than 40 households, his programs at the RSCN Empower, the drought was not just environmental, it was personal. But even amid grief, he spoke of resilience. We have seen worse, he said. But with collaboration and by securing our water resources, we can survive, he added. Around Al-Arayis and beyond, I have met others who have turned crisis into creativity. Yusuf Al-Shammari, head of the Bani Kinana Foundation, told me about the growing desperation of families depending on springs that no longer flow. People cannot afford the price of water, he said. How could they? Some families cannot afford the cost of bread, which is 1 Jordanian dinar. However, water tankers cost 25 Jordanian dinar, he said. Water tanker drivers now spend 5 times longer filling their trucks, according to one of them, as the pressure in the aquifers weakens across one of the most water-scarce countries, Jordan. It is a sign of a nation straining against its own scarcity. Across the border in Syria, Ubaida Hitti told me his farm was gone. No water, no livelihood. Mzaireeb Lake was everything, he said. Now we face an existential threat. Thirst, he added. But some refuse to yield to despair, like Muhammad Siam, a 37-year-old innovator from Gaza camp in Jarash, who turned his rooftop into a living laboratory of hydroponic farming. He told me, I had 2 university degrees and couldn't find a job, so I created one for myself and others, he said. He explained that hydroponics saves up to 70% of water, while producing 6 times more food. Supported by the Royal Scientific Society, United Nations Development Programme UNDP, and Oxfam, Siam's project Sinara became a model of local resilience. His work even caught the attention of His Royal Highness Prince Al-Hassan bin Talal, who recognized him for his contribution to water-saving innovation. Nearby in Ajloun, Sumaya and Qasim Al-Momani built their own circle of sustainability. In their small village, Sakhra, where no public water network exists, they harvest rain and recycle grey water. Water here is precious, Qasim said, and he showed me how every drop moves in a closed cycle, and nothing is wasted. Solar panels above, life below. They have shared this technique with over 600 families since 2014, according to Sumaya Al-Momani. And then there is Abu Kamal, once a logger from Malul tree. He now guards it. With the support of RSCN and the Yarmouk Forest Reserve, he has turned from taking life some 15 years ago to protecting it now. If we protect trees, they give us oxygen and clean air. Protect nature, and you protect your own future for next generations, he said. Through these stories, a pattern emerges, one of transformation, not tragedy. Jordan's nature, though fragile, continues to teach resilience through connection between people, trees, and the waters that sustain them. The revival. In another part of Jordan, far from Al-Arayis, a lesson from the past still echoes. Azraq Oasis, once declared dried out in the early 1990s, was brought back to life through relentless conservation. Its aquifer had been over-extracted beyond repair, its wetlands dried to dust. But through the Ramsar Convention and the Royal Society for Conservation of Nature RSCN protecting and rehabilitating Serhani fish, the only endemic fish species in Jordan, hope returned, drop by drop. Hazem Lhreisha, manager of the Azraq Wetlands Reserve, once told me, the Azraq Serhani killifish is a hope in a hopeless place. It was thought extinct, but when a few surviving pairs were found, scientists began restoring the species, and with that, restoring the ecosystem of the Oasis. Today that fish swims again, proof that restoration is possible. The same story now is being written at Arayis Pond. As I conducted this research, the Jordan Valley Authority began pumping water back into the pond, responding to the cries of local communities to save what remained of its fragile biodiversity. Hisham Al-Haysa told me, "We have created a canal to pump water back into the pond to save biodiversity." And beyond that, he said, the momentum of cooperation with Syria has grown. Meetings between Jordan's Minister of Water and his Syrian counterpart have sparked what Al-Haysa called a very positive atmosphere. For the first time in years, both nations are talking about fair shares, sustainable agriculture, renewable energy, and joint projects of rainmaking. What once divided them is now being reframed as a bridge. Dr. Doraid Mahasne, a pioneer name in water diplomacy and Wi-Fi nexus, reminded me that empathy itself can be an act of diplomacy. It is the smart and the human way, he said. We have the know-how, the systems, the technologies, and we can share them. Empathy between countries must be the case when we share the same thirst, he said. He compared it to the Danube River in Europe, shared by 10 countries without any dispute. Why not us, he asked. Why can't learn from that, he wondered. And so the story of Arayis Pond becomes more than a story of drought and recovery. It becomes a story of transformation, of how crisis can evolve into collaboration, and how empathy may yet save what interest alone cannot. Today the pond reflects the sky once again. The water ripples softly. A few reeds move in rhythm with the wind, and if you listen closely, you can almost hear it breathe, a sigh of survival. What has saved Arayis Pond? Perhaps it was empathy. Perhaps it was collaboration, or perhaps it was the faith and the refusal to give up on hope, when even the land itself seemed to. Because of this corner of northern Jordan, hope has revived against challenges through collaboration, care, empathy, and solution-based policies. Thank you so much for listening. I hope I'll meet you again in another episode. Until then, may you stay well and resilient.